Imagine your ideal Christmas setting. Do you picture Santa Claus in all his red glory, or decorating your tree with loved ones, or even reading traditional stories by the fire? Have you ever questioned why this comes to mind? The history of Christmas is a long and often interpreted one, misinterpreted by some, so they say. There are many theories on how the idea of Christmas came to be, though many of us don't know the gist of it. Fortunately, we will shortly. I have a religious background, so with that being said, I wanted to put my curiosity to rest regarding the origin of one of the most famous holidays. According to my class survey, I asked you if you knew anything about Christmas apart from the nativity scene, and many of you said you weren't sure or you definitely didn't know. So, in response, today I will be informing you on what Christmas is all about. To do that, I'll be summarizing some Christmas history and then touching on two symbols we see everywhere during the holidays. I'd like to begin with some brief history to get us all up to speed. For 2 millennia, people around the world have been observing with traditions and practices that are religious and some that aren't at all. According to an online article, History of Christmas by Historian published in October 2009. As mentioned in the previous source, many celebrations took place around the world during the time of winter solstice, when the worst of winter was behind, and they looked forward to extended hours of sunlight. Meat and wine was fresh, and several different gods were honored. In the early years of Christianity, only Easter was celebrated, considering the Bible doesn't mention a date for Jesus' birth, and it wasn't until Pope Julius I, who chose December 25th, according to the article History of Christmas by History in October 2009. It's theorized that the church did this to increase Christmas popularity without regards to how the people celebrated. Ironically, after attending church on Christmas, people would drunkenly celebrate in an environment similar to today's Mardi Gras. In the Middle Ages, Christianity had replaced pagan religion, also mentioned in the previous source. Americans reinvented Christmas in the 1800s, and it became a federal holiday on June 26, 1870, according to an article by History titled History of Christmas in October 2009. There was a lot of conflict during this time. Surprisingly, we can thank authors Washington Irving and Charles Dickens, who wrote A Christmas Carol, for opening the eyes of the people to the true meaning of Christmas with messages of goodwill and humility through a series of stories. The article History of Christmas by History in October 2009 says, without celebrating himself, many historians say that Irving's account actually invented tradition by implying that it described the true customs of the season. With influence from around the world, Americans built their own Christmas tradition that includes iconic symbols such as Santa and decorating trees. The modern version of Santa is said to have derived from a wealthy man named Nicholas. According to the article Why is Christmas on December 25th by the Washington Post in December 2015, he used his money to help others and became a protector of children. He was honored as a saint by Europeans, and in 1823, his story evolved into the popular poem The Night Before Christmas. From there, along with the help of illustrators in the 1920s, the Jolly Red-suited Santa was born. Plants and trees that remained green year-round have been used by many peoples to honor gods and beliefs. Germany is said to be credited with forming the Christmas tree tradition, but it wasn't until 1846, with Queen Victoria's popularity in Britain, that the Christmas tree was accepted in fashion-centric American society, according to the article History of Christmas Trees by History in October 2009. The Christmas tree tradition has, as a whole, been evolving for millennia. Made from pieces of other customs to create one of the most anticipated holidays of the year. We talked about the history and progression of Christmas, along with two of the symbols we know and love today. So now that you know a bit more about our upcoming holiday, do you think it all comes down to our own interpretation, or can you still imagine that same setting you did at the beginning? Regardless of reasons to celebrate or not, Christmas continues to be a time that brings us all together. Thank you.